excessive static noises. Welcome to the Blind Live stream of Gothic II, streamed live on YouTube on the 23rd of May 2022. Gothic II will be streamed for 2 to 4 hours today. Thanks for watching. Please say hello in the chat and provide feedback. You will not be ignored and will receive a verbal response and a text response when the time is appropriate. Thanks for watching and patience. Also, if you do leave a message in chat and would like a response, please allow the message to be seen and responded. Please do not leave. Thanks. Please invite your friends to chat and watch. Please be aware that this is a blind playthrough. Please avoid any tips, advice and spoilers. Thanks. Please remember to check out other videos on Kallian K's channel. Apologies, please be aware that there will be a few pauses during this stream. They will be removed or limited when the video is processed.
That's nothing new. But nothing's ever going to change that. Why haven't I heard that all along? It's the first I've heard of it. I knew that would be a problem. He should have known it and see. They can't hardly know what's about.
Blind live stream, part 8.
That will only cause more trouble. You have to feel sorry for the poor guy. There have been all kinds of rumors. This is the first I've heard of it. It's exactly what I said. Don't say you didn't know that. Who said that? I have an opinion about that. Some problem solved themselves. That can't cause more trouble. Nobody ever asked for my opinion. You have to feel sorry for it. That's the first I've heard of it. Let's wait and see what happens. We can only wait and see. You don't have to ask me that, change. You mustn't believe everything you hear. Maybe that would be a problem. You should have just like you said. But he knew that all along.
Hey, you still here? Didn't I tell you to piss off? Now I'll show you who's boss around here.
That's nothing new. As if I didn't have enough obvious. I wouldn't have done it. Tell me that isn't true. It was his decision, wasn't it?
He simply talks too much.
That's no secret.
Like this forever.
That's what I've always said.
We'll only wait and see.
Someone's got to do the work. That's not what I heard.
You don't have to tell me that.
I don't believe that's not what I heard.
You just have
Bandits
to
in
listen.
Jack's lighthouse are too dangerous and are too difficult to kill at the moment.
It had to happen sooner or later.
I can't take care of everything for
I
everybody.
am stumped at the moment and not sure what to do.
Things I can
I am
tell
at
you.
a dead end.
I don't believe that.
I couldn't care less. I used to say that myself.
You don't say.
I can only talk to you if you speak to Bromar first.
I don't believe that. I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Deserve that.
What are you
Someone's gonna do
standing
the work.
around for out here? Go on in and meet our passionate Nadia. This hot creature of the night will give your life a new meaning.
I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I don't want to
It's
hear
going
that.
to get even worse.
He had
Really
better
didn't
shut
deserve
up.
that.
That'll only
Everybody
cause
knows
more
by
trouble.
now.
I don't believe this is going to change.
That's
Nobody
what
ever
I
asks
always
me.
said.
Don't tell this to
Enough
anyone.
trouble as it is.
And
Nobody
he
ever
works
asks
all day too.
That's what I've always
Just
said.
like you said.
These are
said
bad
that?
times.
Now
Nobody
that's
ever asked
typical.
for my opinion.
You
And
already
he
know what
works
I
all
thought.
day too.
I
I won't tell her a thing from now on. Everybody knows by now.
You really didn't deserve that. I could have
That's
told you.
terrible. That's
Why
terrible.
won't they listen to me?
He
Some
simply
problems
talks
solve
too much.
themselves.
Really?
Quite
How
obvious.
He'd better shut up.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Some problems solve themselves. I used to say that myself.
Nobody ever asked for
Will
my
it ever
opinion.
change? It can't go on like this forever.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Will it ever change? You don't have to ask me that.
I've got my own opinion
Do you
about
really
that.
believe that?
Some problems solve themselves. I couldn't care less.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Bad business. I wouldn't have done that.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
I don't believe that.
That's an open secret.
That's not what I heard.
He had better shut up.
I won't tell her a thing from now on. He talks too much.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
Don't tell me.
But that can't hear anything to himself.
Hey, you!
That's not what my husband thinks.
I'd have gone about it differently.
That's not what my husband thinks.
I need information.
These are bad times.
That's really not my problem.
What do you know about the missing citizens?
All I know is that some people have vanished during the last few days. It's especially bad down here at the harbor, they say. Maybe you should ask around here a bit. There were some cases in the lower part of the city, too. If you want to know more, you should talk to Corrigan. He has his tavern in the lower part of town, and he's likely to hear a thing or two. Halvor, the fish merchant down by the quay, might know something too. Many people frequent him.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Who can teach me something here?
There are a few competent people here in the harbor district. Carl the blacksmith is a sturdy fellow. I'll bet he can show you how to get stronger. Ulrich knows a lot about fighting, and Laris is a cunning rogue. He's down here at the harbor sometimes as well. And if you're crazy enough to go see old Ignaz, he knows all about Almich potions.
Where can I find all these people?
Oh, boy, the king will have won his war against the orcs before I've done explaining that to you. Just look around the harbor district and you're bound to find them. And if you don't know your way about, go to Braham and buy yourself a map. He's easy to find. His hut is right next to my tavern. I should have charged double for that one.
That'll only cause more trouble.
Who says things like that?
Do you really believe that?
Now that's what my husband thinks.
You don't have to ask me that.
That's really not my problem.
I don't believe that.
Hey!
Man, just leave me alone, okay?
But that's terrible. Who says things like that?
I don't want to hear that.
I want to tell her a thing from now on.
It's a bad business.
And he works all day, too.
Nobody ever asks me.
You don't say.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's not what my husband thinks.
And it's gonna get even worse.
And it's going to get even worse.
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Honestly,
Not long
it's
ago,
myself.
the city guards turned the entire harbor district
Honestly,
upside down.
Myself.
They were searching for
I
stolen
won't tell her
property.
a thing from now on.
There have been plenty of thefts here lately, especially in the better quarters. They're obviously trying to blame
gonna
the
get
poor
even
suckers
worse.
at the harbor for everything.
Who says things like that?
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that.
How's it going?
How much do you want?
What do you mean, how much?
I'm the moneylender, and you came to me. What could you want from me? Money, of course.
And it's going to get even worse. And he works all day, too.
What can I get from you?
I can sell you some steel billets.
Hey, you! Can you teach me how to pick locks?
You have brought me the 100 gold pieces. That is very decent of you. I am almost embarrassed, but I must ask even more of you. If I cannot pay back my debt to Lamar soon, he's going to send his thugs after me. Give me another 100 gold pieces, and I shall instruct you.
Maybe later. Has anything exciting happened?
Oh well, all's quiet. I suppose that when the orcs come, you can't fail to notice.
You listen to the wrong people.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
Hey,
Tell me
you!
didn't know that.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
I wouldn't be so sure.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
I can't believe that.
Is it really true?
Where did you pick that up then?
I never knew that.
But he knew that all along.
Will it ever change?
But he knew that all along.
I'm no better off myself.
It can't go on like this forever.
And the human slew the beast, and it entered into Beliar's realm.
How's the situation?
At the moment, it's quiet. Only the bandits outside the city are causing us problems.
Adanos saw that order and chaos were now unequal, and he bade Enos to take his divine power from the human. And Enos, in his wisdom, did so. But Adanos feared for the day in which the beast would return to the land. Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adanos, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
Cavalorn sent me to you.
And what did he tell you?
He said you're in dire need of more good people.
Aha. So, you want to join us, son?
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
Tell me about the gods.
What exactly would you like to know?
Tell me about Beliar.
Beliar is the dark god of death, destruction, and all things unnatural. He is in eternal battle with Innos, but Adanos guards the balance between the two. Only a few humans follow the call of Beliar. However, he grants great strength to those who do.
Tell me about Adanos.
Adanos is the god of the center. He is the scales of justice and guardian of the balance between Innos and Beliar. He commands the power of change. His gift is the water in all the oceans, rivers, and lakes. His priests are the water mages, just as I am a servant and priest of Adanos.
Tell me about Innos.
Very well. Innos is the first and highest god. He created the sun and the world. He commands light and fire, his gifts to humanity. He is law and justice. His priests are the magicians of fire. The paladins are his warriors. And so he bade Innos to leave a part of his power in his realm so that he might restore it to the human if the beast should return. And Innos, in his wisdom, did so. But the light was a torment for Beliar. All that Innos created was destroyed by Beliar. But Adanos saw that this way, nothing could exist at all. No light and no darkness. And so he set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute. And he did not succeed. But there, where Adanos stood, was a place in which Innos and Beliar had no power. And in this place, order and chaos were equal, and so the sea was created. All creatures, trees as well as animals.
What with?
Adanos feared for the day in which the beast would return to the land. And so he bade Enos to leave a part of his power in his realm so that he might restore it to the human if the beast should return. And Enos, in his wisdom, did so. But the light was a torment for Beliar. All that Enos created was destroyed by Beliar. Adanos saw that this way nothing could exist at all. No light and no darkness. And so he set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute, and he did not succeed. But there, where Adanos stood, was a place in which Enos and Beliar had no power. And in this place, order and chaos were equal, and so the sea was created. And the sea released the land, and there arose all creatures, trees as well as animals, wolves as well as sheep, and last of all arose the human. And Adanos was pleased with what had arisen.
Hey, you! Why don't we go hunting together?
With two, it isn't so dangerous, that's true. Do you know anything about hunting then? I mean, do you know how to skin an animal?
No.
Then it wouldn't be worth it. Come back when you learn something.
Hey! What can you tell me about the monastery?
We novices seek enlightenment in prayer to Innos and learn the principles of faith from the magicians. We serve them as we serve Innos and prepare ourselves for the union with the fire.
Well, take me to the monastery.
Forget it. Do you know how many creatures I had to evade on the way? When I think of all those blood flies, wolves, and goblins, I'm glad that I don't have to leave here anymore. Besides, you can't enter the monastery anyway.
Why not?
Entrance is only permitted to magicians, paladins, and novices.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your own protection. Furthermore, any contact with the rebelling peasantry in the surrounding areas is strictly forbidden. Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your own protection. Furthermore, any contact with the rebelling peasantry in the surrounding areas is strictly forbidden.
Who says things like that? Someone's got to do the work. That's terrible. He can't keep anything to himself.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
That's terrible. He can't keep anything to himself.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted.
Don't tell this to anyone.
These are bad times.
That's not what my husband thinks.
He simply talks too much.
These are bad times.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Oh, here you are again. Did I not warn you? It would have been better if you had done what I told you. Now word is out among the merchants that you are a convict. A regrettable affair. Now you won't be able to get even a piece of bread here in the marketplace. I could, of course, sort things out for you. Shall we say 500 gold pieces?
That's an open secret.
He can't keep
What can I do for you? Are you seeking spiritual comfort?
Do you want to direct a prayer to our Lord Enos, or donate some gold for his church?
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Where do you come from?
I come from the monastery of the magicians, which lies in the mountains.
That's what I've always said.
We accept everyone there who is pure of heart and feels the desire to serve our almighty Lord Enos.
That's an open secret.
And it's going to get even worse.
And it's gonna get even worse.
And he works all day, too.
That's not what I heard.
These are bad times.
Someone's gotta do the work.
He can't keep anything.
Tell me more about the monastery.
We instruct our students in all forms of magic, but the arts of the magicians of fire consist of more than these alone. We are also well versed in the art of alchemy and in the creation of powerful runes. We also make excellent wine.
He can't keep anything to himself.
But that's terrible.
Who says things like that?
Who says things like that?
You don't say.
He simply talks too much.
You don't say.
Everybody knows by now.
Who says things like that?
He'd better shut up.
You're a convict from the mining colony. I won't sell you anything.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Beat it, convict! Canthar told me what a nasty bastard you are.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
These are bad times.
And it's going to get even worse.
Really? How interesting.
And Beliar spoke to another creature, but Adanos brought forth the tide, and the creature was washed from the face of the earth. But with it, the trees and animals were also washed away, and a deep sadness overcame Adanos.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
Show me your wares.
Was a torment for Beliar. All that Enos created was destroyed by Beliar. No light and no darkness.
What else do you want?
You've got my gold. Go away.
He set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute, and he did not succeed.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Here's your 100 gold pieces.
And? Did she cause any problems?
None to speak of.
Good. You've held up your part of the deal.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
Don't worry. I'll keep my part of the bargain. The other masters will only hear the best about you from me.
Is there another way to get into the upper quarter?
Perhaps. If I think of anything, I'll let you know.
Show me your wares.
With you completely.
Don't say
What else do you want? You've got my gold. Go away.
How about your approval, Master?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Not yet.
Then I don't know why you're asking me again. You know my terms. I knew that would be a problem.
I never knew that.
But the light was a torment for Beliar, and all.
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
I'm no better off myself.
Where did you pick that up, then?
It was obvious all along.
How about your approval, Master?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Yes.
And did you also get the blessing of a priest of Innos?
No, not yet.
You know my terms. You should only ply your trade with the blessing of the gods.
Is it really true?
And the sea released the land, and there arose all creatures, trees as well as animals, wolves as well as sheep, and last of all arose the human. And Enos gave unto him a portion of his divine power, so that he might undo the work.
It can't go on like this forever.
But no, he insisted.
Wait a minute.
So why won't they listen to me?
Can I sign on as an apprentice with a different master?
You're a good man. I'll give you my approval. Brian will still be here for a while. And a strong lad to take his place will turn up in time.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
I'm not touching that.
see that.
He didn't get that from me.
That's been known a long time.
But he knew that all along.
Will it ever change?
I knew that would be a problem.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Where did you pick that up?
Will it ever change? You hardly know who to believe these days.
That's the first I've heard of it. It was just like you said.
Is it really true?
It can't go on like this forever. I don't believe this is going to change.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
So why won't they listen to me?
I'd have gone about it differently.
That's the first I've heard of it.
He never would have thought of that himself.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
That's been known a long time.
I've got my own opinion about that.
It's a bad business.
Don't say you didn't know that.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
I already thought as much.
It's a bad business.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
And in this place, order and chaos were equal, and so the sea was created.
He didn't get that from me.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I'm not touching that.
Will it ever change?
It can't go on like this forever.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Hello? Are you feeling quite well?
The roof is getting worse all the time. The next time it rains, the water will be sloshing up to my ankles, and it's all your fault.
I need to talk to the paladins. Can you help me get to them?
Well, you need access to the upper end of town. However, this is allowed only to citizens and the city guard. And of course, to us, magicians of fire.
How can I become a fire magician?
You must join our order as a novice. When you have served for a time, perhaps you will be accepted into the ranks of the magicians. However, the path to acceptance is long and full of work and study.
What are you doing in town?
I have discussions with the paladins and support the citizens with my advice and with helpful words. Particularly in these difficult times, it is our duty to be there for the people and to help the poor.
So, how much does a donation usually run to here?
Well, that depends on what percentage you want to give, son. Let me see how much you brought. You have more than 100 gold pieces. The Lord says give if you have. The church accepts your generous donation. I bless you in the name of Innos, for he is light and righteousness.
But so great was the wrath of Beliar that he came across the land and chose the beast.
Hey!
Where did you pick that up, then?
How about your approval, Master?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Yes.
And did you also get the blessing of a priest of Innos?
Yes, I did.
Then you shall have my blessing as well. No matter what path you decide to take pride in doing a good job, my boy.
Can't believe that. It's a bad business.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
You have brought me the 100 gold pieces. That is very decent of you. I am almost embarrassed, but I must ask even more of you. If I cannot pay back my debt to Lamar soon, he's going to send his thugs after me. Give me another 100 gold pieces, and I shall instruct you.
Maybe later.
Change.
We can only wait and see.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I hardly know what to believe
About the wolfskins.
We had agreed on half a dozen, but you've still got time. Go and get those skins.
It's a bad business.
I want to start as your apprentice.
Before I take you on, I need to know, of course, whether you're any good at all.
I'm not touching that.
He never would have thought of that himself. I'd have gone about it differently.
It can't go on like this forever.
Is it really true?
I knew that would be a problem.
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm in enough trouble as it is. I've got my own opinion about that.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
So why won't they listen to me?
Who says things like that?
I don't believe this is gonna change.
That's what I've always said.
But he knew that all along.
He can't keep anything to himself.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
That's not what I heard.
That was quite obvious.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
I'm not touching that.
Will it ever change?
He should have known better.
I agree with you completely.
Let's wait and see what happens.
He doesn't see that. I can't help it.
Better watch out.
Honestly, I wouldn't for myself.
I'm no better off myself. I'm not telling you anything new.
You better watch out.
That's not what my husband thinks.
What's your business here?
Smart kid.
Do you really believe that?
Go away, don't tell me that.
Better watch out when you tell him.
Everybody knows by now.
Nobody has gossip. Will it ever change?
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
That was quite
You just
obvious.
have to listen.
Who says things
That
like
doesn't
that?
amaze me.
I already thought
And
as
that's the
much.
truth.
That's an open
He would have
secret.
never thought of that himself.
The things I could tell you.
And he works
If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Nobody ever asked for
Staying
my
out of it.
opinion.
Everybody
I
knows
never
by
knew
now.
that.
That's not what I heard.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
That's not what I heard.
Can't rely on that.
Someone's got to
I agree with you completely.
He didn't get that
You
from
don't
me.
have to tell me that.
Really, how
Nothing
interesting.
amazes me.
I don't believe this is
I
gonna
couldn't get
change.
away with that.
Go away, don't
That
tell
doesn't
me.
amaze me.
But he knew that all
That's no secret.
Nobody will learn anything from me. Is it
Nothing's
really
ever
true?
gonna change that.
Nobody
really
will learn anything from me.
That would be a problem.
You don't say.
I agree with you completely.
It can't go on like this forever.
No idea. You tell me.
Now on.
I don't believe this is going to change.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
I can't believe this.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you going to sign up?
I want to sign up with one of the other masters.
You have come to ask my approval? Well, you're not gonna get it. The things I've heard about you do not speak well for you. I shall not vote for a criminal such as yourself to attain an honorable position in our town. Until you have settled this matter with the commander of the city guard, my answer shall be no.
I've got my own opinion about that. So why won't they listen to me?
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough for me. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion. I can't believe that. That was quite obvious. He didn't get that from me.
Who says things like that?
I can't believe that. That was quite obvious.
That's terrible.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
He really should have known better.
I don't believe this is going to change.
I used to say that myself.
Get even worse.
I'm not touching that.
Someone's got to do the work.
Me.
I can't believe that.
I can't help him.
I won't
couldn't
tell
care
her a
less.
thing from now on.
That was quite obvious.
He thinks
Everybody
it's as
knows
easy
by
as
now.
that.
Do you really didn't deserve that?
That's what
the
I've
truth.
always said.
I don't believe this is going to change.
These
No
are bad
idea. You
times.
tell me.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Believe these days.
And there's more, believe me.
That's all just nobody will learn anything from me. I
don't
never
wanna
knew
hear
that.
anymore.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
I agree with you
By the
completely.
explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is
I couldn't get away with that.
I can't take care of everything.
Do you really believe that?
You don't have to tell me that.
These are bad times.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I couldn't get away with that.
If I hadn't seen it with my
Nothing
own
amazes
eyes.
me anymore.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
He'd better shut up.
That's not what I heard.
He doesn't see that. Nothing you can do about it. I can't help him.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Change that.
Hey! Have you come to pay?
He never would have thought of that himself.
I don't
said that?
I haven't got enough money on me.
Then get it.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
That's what I've always
Watch
said.
out who you tell what. Will it ever change?
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
And it's gonna get even worse.
I never knew that me anymore.
And it's gonna get even worse.
What I said. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
You don't say.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinnis. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your own protection.
Hey, come closer.
Furthermore,
Take
any
a break and have a
contact
sip of
with the
cool
rebelling
beer.
peasantry
Nothing
in the
hits
surrounding
the spot
areas
like a
is
cool pint
strictly
after work.
forbidden.
Who says things like that?
I never knew that.
That's what I've always said.
Themselves. He never would have thought of that himself. That's exactly what I said.
I knew that would be a problem.
He never would have thought of that himself.
That's an open secret.
Can't do anything about it.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
And it's going to
That's all just gossip.
Hey, you!
That's the first I've heard of it.
Things I can tell you.
Don't tell this to
I'm not telling you anything new.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
He can't keep anything
I never
to
knew
himself.
that.
I hardly know what to
I
believe.
used to say that
anymore.
myself.
That's not what my
That
husband
was
said.
obvious all along.
Don't say you didn't know
I used
that.
to say that myself.
Go away, don't tell me that.
Doesn't amaze me.
He really didn't deserve
Lie
that.
on that.
And it's gonna get even worse.
And there's more, believe me.
And he works all
I'd
day
have
too.
done it differently.
That's the truth.
Go away, don't tell me that. I won't tell you
Now that's typical.
No one really wants to hear that.
It's bad enough.
Let's wait and see what happens. Who said that?
He didn't get that from me.
I don't want to hear that.
And he works all day too.
I can't believe that.
No idea. You tell me.
I wouldn't have done that.
Someone's got to do the work.
You can't rely on that.
These are bad times. Now that's typical, isn't it?
Someone's gonna do the work.
I've got no time for things like that.
Someone's got to do the work. Don't tell this.
I couldn't care less.
I don't believe that.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
That's
These are
nothing
bad
new.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
I've heard a thing or two.
Nobody ever asks me.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
You already know what I think.
That's what I've always said.
Everybody knows by now.
Really? How interesting.
These are bad times.
Everybody knows by now.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Really? How interesting.
He simply talks too much.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Someone's got to do the work.
He can't keep anything to himself.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
That's an open secret.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
But that's terrible.
Now that's typical, isn't it? Someone's got to do the work.
But that's terrible.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
That's what I've always said.
Everybody knows by now.
He simply talks too much.
That's an open secret.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Too much.
But he knew that all along.
That was obvious all along. There's nothing you can do about it.
How's the situation?
At the moment, it's quiet. Only the bandits outside the city are causing us problems.
But he knew that all along.
I'd have gone about it differently.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
That in this place order and chaos were equal, and so the sea was created. And the sea released the land, And there arose all creatures, trees as well as animals, wolves as well as sheep, and last of all arose the human. And Adanos was pleased with
Same old thing all
Honestly,
over
I
again.
witnessed it myself. But that's terrible.
That's an open secret. Really, how interesting.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. That's not what my husband thinks.
That's not what my husband thinks. He can't keep anything
Everybody
to
knows
himself.
by now. And he works all day, too.
Who says things like that?
You're a convict
Oh,
from the
you
mining
don't tell
colony.
this to
I
anyone.
won't sell you anything.
He can't keep anything to
If
himself.
I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, everybody knows by
That's
now.
an open secret. I don't believe that.
And it's going to get even worse. Honestly, I
He simply
witnessed it
talks
myself.
too much. That's an open secret.
Go away, don't tell me that. Someone's got to do the
And
work.
it's gonna get even worse. But that's terrible.
I can't take care of everything for everybody. You don't say.
Now that's typical, isn't it? Now that's typical.
Really,
isn't it?
how interesting. He'd better shut up.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself. That's what I've always said.
And it's going to get even worse. That's not what I
It's
heard.
gonna get even worse. That's an open secret.
Go away, don't tell me that. You don't say.
Who says things like that? And he works all day, too.
That's not what I heard. These are bad times.
He simply talks too much. Don't tell this to anyone.
That's
Hey.
what I always said. And it's going to get
Really?
even worse.
How interesting. Now that's typical, isn't it?
Someone's got to do the
That's
work.
not what my husband thinks. Can't keep it.
Don't bother me, I'm on duty.
And thus spake Adanos to his brothers, Never again shall you walk upon my land, for it is sacred, and so shall it be.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
I'd have gone about it differently.
I can't believe that.
Halt! No one may enter the storeroom! Are you deaf? One step closer and I'll chop you to bits!
He doesn't see that. I can't help him.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Is it really true?
Who says things like that? I can't take care of it
And it's
now
gonna get
because
even
terrible,
worse.
isn't it? Everybody by now.
Really true.
Everybody knows by now.
But that's terrible.
Those are all just rumors.
I hadn't seen it with my own
That will never change.
He didn't get that from me.
I never knew that.
I wouldn't have done that. Tell me that isn't true.
I'm not touching that.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
That'll only cause more trouble. No idea. You tell me.
Where did you pick that up, then?
I never knew that.
Anything's possible.
In-house deals out fair punishment.
Don't say you didn't know
I
that.
can't take care of everything for everybody.
Anything's possible.
He had better shut
Is it really true?
He simply talks too much. I can't take care of everything.
That's not what I heard.
You don't say.
Don't tell this to anyone.
These are bad times.
You don't say.
Go away. Don't tell me.
And the human slew the beast, and it entered into Beliar's realm. But Adonos saw that order and chaos were now unequal, and he bade Enos to take his divine power from the human. And Enos, in his wisdom, did so. But Adonos feared for the day in which the beast would return to the land.
That's what I've always said.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
You don't say.
He'd better shut up.
Someone's got to do the work.
Really, how interesting.
Hey, you!
You don't say.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
That's not what I heard.
And he works all day, too.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
That's an open secret.
He can't keep anything to himself.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
That's what I've always said.
And it's gonna get even worse.
Hey, you!
Beat it, convict! Canthar told me what a nasty bastard you are.
And he works all day, too.
I've heard a thing or two.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Now that's typical, isn't it?
That's what I've always said.
He can't keep anything to himself.
He had better shut up.
But that's terrible.
He had better shut up.
I don't believe that.
Everybody knows by now.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
I don't believe that.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
And he works all day, too.
He didn't get that.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Tell me that isn't true.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
That's not what I heard.
He simply talks too much.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
That's an open secret.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
Don't tell this to anyone.
These are bad times.
That's an open secret.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
He never would have thought of that himself.
I knew that would be a problem.
Is it really true?
But he knew that all along.
That doesn't surprise me.
Don't tell this to anyone.
He better shut up.
What with?
Ah, you've come just in time. I'm in need of an assistant for a magic experiment. I'm sure you're eager to do me a favor for science's sake.
Easy, my friend. First tell me what this is all about.
I have developed a new spell, a spell of oblivion. I've already successfully carried out a few practical applications, but I don't have time to conduct one final test.
What's in it for me if I help you?
I could teach you how to brew potions. I know the recipes for healing and mana essences, and for potions of great speed.
Tell me more about the experiment and the spell.
The spell serves to make somebody forget various events. So far, I have only found it to work when the person in question is angry, for instance. If he has been knocked down or robbed, even if he has only witnessed such a deed, he will scratch it from his memory.
So I'm supposed to knock somebody down and then put a spell on him?
Yes, I think you get the point. But to make somebody angry, it is enough to attack him. You don't have to knock him down. So you should pick somebody who's by himself. If there are other people around, you'll just get into trouble with Lord Andre. Also, it makes no sense to cast the spell on someone who's busy attacking you. Wait for the right moment.
All right, I'll try out that spell.
Then take this spell scroll and find yourself a suitable guinea pig. Once you're done, come back and tell me how it went.
I have one, actually more than one person in mind that I want to knock out, but Valentino needs to be taught a lesson.
Wait a minute. What are you doing here?
I'm going for a little walk. But if you mean, what do I do all day? I arrange fights.
You arrange fights?
Every day, from noon until evening. Behind the warehouse in the harbor district. Home sweet home.
What are the rules for the fight?
Quite simple. All regular weapons are allowed, no bows or crossbows, and no magic. We fight until one of us drops. And as soon as one of us is flat on his back, it's over. Got it? Whoever leaves the ring is out. So if you quit, I win. The stake is 50 gold coins. If you win, you get 100 back. If not, well, then your money is down the drain. Got it?
Yep. You live behind the warehouse?
It's only temporary. When you have as much gold as I do, you can afford a little luxury. I was a drill instructor in the army, but I left that bunch to seek my fortune in adventure. Now I've wound up in this shithole. My last 100 gold pieces went to the guards at the city gate. So, I'm seeing to it that I come into money again. I even had to sell my sword.
To whom did you sell the sword?
I swapped it with a trader in the marketplace for some stuff. The guy's called Jorah. The torches and the bit of meat that he gave me are long used up.
He isn't likely to give me the sword for nothing.
It's an old sword. He won't want much for it. Just think of the money as an extra stake for the fight.
What do you know about the war against the orcs?
There's not much to tell. The war has been going on for too long. The country people are starving. Everywhere there are peasant revolts that are put down mercilessly by the king. But there's just too many of them. If the war doesn't end soon, the realm will fall apart.
Can you train me?
If you really want to learn how to fight, then go up against me. The lesson is no extra charge.
Wait a minute. I want to fight against you.
I only fight from noon until evening. The fighting is only worth it if there are enough spectators who place bets. It's much too late now. Come back tomorrow at noon.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
I'm no better off myself.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
That's really not...
Smart kid.
I'd have gone about it differently. I'm no better off myself. That's all just gossip.
That's not what I heard.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. He never would have thought of that himself.
He can't keep anything to himself.
I'd have gone about it differently.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
It can't go on like this forever.
It can't go on like this forever. I don't believe this is going to change.
You can't rely on that.
He can't keep anything to himself.
No one really wants to hear that. Same old thing all over again.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
You just have to listen.
He can't keep anything to himself. That's not what I heard.
I couldn't get away with that.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Been there, done that.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
You didn't get that from me.
Nobody ever asks me.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
You already know
with you completely.
Go away, don't tell me that.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Is it really true?
Go away, don't tell me that.
Can't rely on that.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
You can't do anything about it.
I don't believe that.
Nobody wants to know.
So why won't they listen to me?
He would have never thought of that himself.
Don't tell me.
I will wait for Valentino to leave and then I will beat him up.
I witnessed it myself.
That's the truth.
I wouldn't be so sure. Obvious.
I have so many quests to do and they have not been easy.
Anything to
Some of them, I am not sure where to start.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion. That was quite obvious.
Hopefully, this quest, teaching Valentino a lesson, will be simple enough.
He really...
I still do not know how to find Bosper's bow. I think it might be in some bandit camp, but I can't be sure. I am making progress with the missing people, but I need to do more.
He simply talks too much.
I can't believe that.
Who says things like that?
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
These are bad times.
But he knew that all along.
He simply talks too much.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Someone's got to do the work. That's not what I heard.
I'm not touching that.
That's not what my husband thinks.
It can't go on like this forever.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Don't say you didn't know that.
That's what I've always said.
That's the first I've heard of it.
You don't say.
Why get so worked up?
Really, how interesting.
Just you wait, you... Never pick a fight with me again.
He'd better shut up.
That's the first I've heard of it.
That's not what my husband thinks.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
Just you wait, you... Never pick a fight with me again. Just you wait, you some bitch. Never pick a fight with me again. Just you wait, you some bitch. Never pick a fight with me again. Just you wait, you some bitch.
Will you stop it now? No fighting here.
Never pick a fight with me again.
Let that be a lesson to you.
Just you wait, you some bitch.
Will you stop it now? Alarm!
Never pick a fight with me again. 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 Yes, run as fast as you can. Never pick a fight with me again. 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 Never pick a fight with me again.
Put away that weapon.
Halt! A truck. Go to Lord On.
Will you put away that damn weapon?
Yes, run as fast as you can. Now I've got you. Never pick a fight with me again. Yes, run as fast as you can.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
We can only wait and see.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Now I've got you.
Never pick a fight with me again. Never pick a fight with me again. Yes, run as fast as you can.
These are bad times.
We can only wait and see.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Stop it, right now!
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
That's an open secret.
It was just like you said.
Someone's got to do the work.
We can only wait and see.
That's not what I heard.
Yes, run as fast as you can. Oh man, my head!
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I used the spell scroll.
Fine, fine. And were you successful?
Yes, it worked.
Excellent. One small success for science, but a big one for me. Now, I can use my time to instruct you in the arts of alchemy. I could also give you some useful things if you want.
Who says things like that? He simply talks too much.
Instruct me in the art of alchemy.
To prepare a potion at the alchemist's bench, you need a laboratory flask. And you're going to need different plants or other ingredients for each potion.
Show me your wares.